Hey Smarties, welcome back. So today we had a class car parade at the parking lot of the high school that's across the street from our elementary school. And one of the things we got to do is dress up if we wanted to. And so I went as Santa Claus because today was like Christmas with a present. I was super happy to see all my Smarties. I was happy, sad. Made me so happy to see them. And then when they went by, oh my goodness, my happiness met my sadness, and my heart squeezed out all of the sadness into tears, the happy, sad tears. So it was pretty awesome. So I decided to stay in my alter ego of Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Alrighty, so this is not Friday, not Saturday. It is still a weekend day. It's the first day of the week, but it's still a weekend, and it is Sunday, the first day of the week. This time I left this up, and I'm going to erase it as we go, so I'm going to move the information up because it's another strategy that you can use. So Friday is gone until next week. I'm going to move Saturday up because yesterday was Saturday. So I can reference the board, and I need a face space. Chase the face space. So I'm going to write capital S-A-T, and I'm lifting it from right here on the board. U-R-D-A-Y. And it's just a telling sentence, so I'm going to end it with a period. Then I'm going to erase Saturday because now I've already used it. And I'm going to move Sunday up. Today is capital S-U-N-D-A-Y. I'm going to put a period because it's just a telling sentence. Now I'm going to have to find this information. Now the first day of the school week when we get to go to school is the day after Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. Monday is the second day of the week. So I'm going to write Monday, capital M-O-N-D-A-Y. I'm going to put a period. So let's read what we have. Yesterday was Saturday, today is Sunday, tomorrow will be Monday. Now I noticed that I made a mistake yesterday. Oopsie. When I wrote the date, I wrote 4-4 and then I wrote 2020, and I don't need to do that unless I'm going to write out the words. And I didn't. The idea was to abbreviate it, make it smaller, and when I looked closely at it, I realized I wrote all 4 digits and I only needed to write 2. What do we know about mistakes? Well, first of all, we know that if I'm awake and breathing, I'm probably making them. But I'm probably not in bad company because maybe you're making them too. And we know that mistakes are expected. It's going to happen if you're learning, if you're working, even if you're practicing. Sometimes it's because you're distracted, sometimes because the information is new and it's difficult, and sometimes it's just an oversight. You're not really distracted, you're doing it, but you kind of displaced what you're working on, which is what I did yesterday. I wasn't distracted, I was totally focused. But I'd been used to writing the whole date out, and yesterday when I didn't, my brain just didn't let go of, oh, it just needs to be numerically, so I'm going to leave the thousands place and the hundreds place off. And I didn't even catch it when I reread it. So that's called oversight. It's expected, especially when you change something up, because we had consistently done it the same way over and over, and then I changed things up, and my brain forgot what I was doing. So that's part of the reason we also mix things up so that the brain doesn't go into a sleepy mode and just work on automatic pilot. We want some things in automaticity, but not everything. We also know that when we make them, they need to be inspected. Oh yes, I don't want to do this again. That was an error, and I want to catch it so I don't make it again. And then finally, it's to be respected, because if you caught it and I hadn't, it means that you learned something. So even in my error, you got to learn. So here's what you need to know. You can learn from mistakes, but they don't have to be yours. We all make them, but sometimes we can learn from others' mistakes. And that's powerful because when I made the mistake, I got the lesson the hard way, but you got the lesson the easy way. But let that be a lesson to us all. We respect them because they help us learn, right? So today I'm going to fix it. I'm actually going to erase the whole thing so I can fix it when I write the date. Now remember, yesterday was the 4th, so I have to hold that information in my smart brain now because I just erased it off the board. So I'm going to write, well, first I'm going to make a little line. So I'm going to break the information. Today, T-O-D-A-Y, face space is I-S, face space, Sunday, S-U-N-D-A-Y, comma, April, 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 ill. Ooh, A, big capital letter A, P, I, A-P-R-I-O-L. April, and it was 4th, so 1 more than 4 is 5. Across left and down, loop right around. That is how we jive when we make a 5, comma. Now I can put the whole thing on 2020. This is what I was thinking yesterday. I put a 2 in the thousands place. I put a 0 in the hundreds place. I put a 2 in the tens place. I put a 0 in the ones place. 2020. Or I can put it in parentheses and do it just numerically. 4, January, February, March, April, still the 4th month, 4 dash 5 dash only a 20. I inspected my mistake yesterday, so I'm not going to make it again. I'm going to close my parentheses. Today is Sunday, April 5th, 2020, or 4 dash 5 dash 20. It's like April Fool's Day just keeps going and going and going and going. I'm the fool, the April Fool, I guess. I'm going to move my days of the week. Hey, welcome, Super Smarties. The learning's already begun. Let the learning continue. All right, we're ready. For a micro lesson. We're going on a trip. Not in our favorite rocket ship, but in our favorite bus. It's a learning field trip. Climb on the bus. We're going to build up our schema. Schema snacks. Brain bite. Just a little nibble. So we've been looking at words and ways to use them and ways to understand them and ways to write them and sound them out. So we're going to extend that learning just a little bit more. We're going to stretch it out. And this time we're going to look at words that have almost the same meaning. Not words that are written the same, mean something different, multiple meaning. And not a definition for a word, which is the meaning. But words that look totally different, they're spelled totally different, but they have the same meaning or close to the same meaning. And what we usually refer to these words as is shades of meaning. Shades of meaning. One word might express it at a very soft end, and one word might express it at a very deep end. So if you look at my little sketches, here's a boy who's like, yay! He must have been at our car parade today, and he saw me and thought it was Santa. Santa's super teacher. And it is. It was. My gift was my time and my car, all full of names. Their names. It's awesome. So he's happy. He's happy. Now the little girl's holding her kitty. Kitty's going, and she feels glad. So if you were going to look at shades of meaning, does glad seem more happy or not as happy as happy? Like joyful, happy, glad. Glad seems just a little softer happy. And happy seems a little more joyful happy, bigger happy. One is a smaller kind of happy and one is a bigger kind of happy. But they both kind of mean the same thing, happy and glad. which means they're synonyms. They're not spelled the same, they don't look the same, but they kind of mean the same thing. So you could use them in a similar context. And if you were trying to really demonstrate that someone was really, really having this marvelously wonderful day, they'd gone to the TK car parade. They were feeling so happy. They saw their friends and their super teacher, and they found their name on her car. She painted a sign with their name, and they felt happy. And they got to ride in a parade. They felt happy. Or it might be, today was a nice day to sit outside. It was supposed to rain here, and it didn't, and so that made us feel glad. I have a little puppy dog. She's not a puppy, she's like an old dog, but I call her puppy dog. My little sausage, Sashi, and I could hold her and just sit content on my porch. So using that as my reference, now I want you to use your thinking cap. Put it on Smarties. I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit because I'm not sure you can see all my words. It's going to be, guess that was another mistake. See, told you, I'm awake, I'm breathing, and I'm making mistakes. No surprise here, you shouldn't be surprised there either. All right, so look closely. Present. This is the word I want you to think about. A present. Now look at my two pictures. Here's one and here's the other. So, think in your smart brain. Which of these kind of means the same thing as present? Gift or hat? A present. I'm Santa Claus. And I got into my sleigh, and I got my reindeer, and we came to your house, and I brought you a present. Now, inside the box might be a hat, but if it's your birthday, would present and hat mean the same thing? If it was Christmas, would present and hat mean the same thing? No? Yes? No? Yes? Or would gift mean the same thing? In this context, the word that best describes or replicates present is, ding, 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 you guessed it, a gift. You might get a hat as a present, but every hat isn't a present. But every gift is a present, and every present is a gift. Now let's look over here. This is showing the verb. It's very hard to draw verbs. This girl has a rope, and she is going around the rope, or the rope's going around her. That's called jumping. So she is going to jump. Watch the girl jump. And this boy has his foot, and he's making contact with a ball. So when his foot hits the ball, it's called kicking. So he's going to kick the ball. So jump and kick. Now look at my word. No picture for it, but I want you to think in your own smart brain. Which of these most seems the same as hop? Hop. Like a bunny? Hop. Hop. Like a frog? Hop. Hop. Jump or kick? Do, 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 do. Thank you, Chase. Which one did you think it was? To hop, does that mean to kick or does that mean to jump? If you said kick, you are incorrect. If you said jump, bing, 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 you are correct. Jump is most like hop. Kick is a little bit different. You still use your feet, but you use them in a different way. The last one on my board for our micro lesson is the word of little. Little. Sometimes I call my children and my students my littles. They're little compared to me. Does that help? The children are little compared to me. Now let's look at our choices. These are buildings that are called skyscrapers. That means they reach up, and if you're standing down or looking from far away, it looks like they're scraping the sky. Like they're touching the sky. Like if you went on the top, you would be in the sky. You could walk among the clouds. That's how it looks, because they are so tall. Now this is a house. And compared to these buildings, this house is very small. Small. These are tall and these are small. Which of these words most seems the same or similar to little? Do 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 do. Time's up! Okay, which one did you pick? Tall or small? Well, if you said grown-ups are usually big and children are usually little, and if buildings are very tall like a grown-up, skyscraper buildings, then the house must be small like a child, which is the same as little. So if you said small, ding, 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 you are correct. Let's circle it. Small is most like little. Awesome. That was a great lesson. I loved how you used the schema, the things that you already knew, to make connections to the new learning. That is outstanding. That's how we grow our brains. We make them larger by taking new learning and attaching it to old learning, something we already knew or know about or know something about. The other thing is the novelty. We switched it up and made it a little bit different than we've done in the past, so your brain says, ooh, I'm kind of curious what's going on here. Let me see. I think I might pay attention. That's kind of interesting. That's why we switch it up. All right, I'm hoping that what you did is you got your composition book or a piece of paper, a whiteboard or a white mat, and you transferred this information onto it, including these. Try and sketch them and write them, or have a person who's bigger than you who can sketch maybe a little more accurately than you can. Put them into the book for you, and then you make the connection in your book as well. All right? That was awesome. Here's some pride. Put it inside. Oh, and look, it went right to love. Here's some love for later. Outstanding. Until we meet again in this platform.